The BBC News, now on BBC One with Peter Sissons.
Britain and France agree the terms tonight for lifting the beef ban. But still the ban stays until French scientists have the final say. The Royal Ulster Constabulary receives Britain's highest civilian award for bravery. And the man whose revelations finished Jeffrey Archer tells why.
So that's how we met.
Good evening. The tortuous saga of French hostility to British beef could at last be entering its final act. In Brussels tonight, Britain and France reached agreement on the definitive text, what they're calling a protocol of understanding. And Britain insists it contains no concessions, just clarification of the measures being taken to make the beef safe. But the scientists of the French Food Safety Agency, whose objections have kept the crisis going, will still have the final say. From Brussels, Justin Webb reports.
The final outcome is still not 100% certain, but tonight here at the European Commission, they believe they have found a form of words that could allow the champagne corks to pop in London and Paris. This evening we were invited in to see the European Commissioner, who's been grappling with the beef issue for most of the last 2 months. He told us the document he's issued tonight has the full support of the French government.
The French have indicated to us that the answers that have been provided, the clarifications that have been given, meet the questions that were raised by them.
So the French government is happy?
Yes.
The deal does contain some new commitments. There are to be new cattle surveillance measures which will examine fresh cases of BSE. The Commission will look at alternative tests for BSE that might identify cases quicker. And beef exported from Britain will be clearly labelled as British so that shoppers can see where it comes from. That labelling issue is a sore one. The Conservatives have already said that they think an arrangement that will allow European consumers to see that beef is British might mean the meat was stigmatised. The government waves such worries aside.
This is real progress. The fact that the French government have been able to put the clarifications that we've given them and the Commission to their Food Standards Agency is a procedure that clearly could lead to the early lifting of the ban. And I hope that is the outcome, but we will know early on in December.
Much of the deal refers to efforts to understand BSE better, how exactly it's transmitted and how it can be monitored. The document takes note of new scientific work at laboratories like this one in Switzerland that might one day allow all meat to be tested before it reaches shops. The focus will now return to the French Food Safety Committee. They are independent, but under pressure from the British government and the French government and the European Commission, it's difficult to see them doing anything but changing their advice and allowing British beef back into France. Justin Webb, BBC News, Brussels.
Well, joining us now from Paris is our correspondent John Sopel. John, could these French scientists still throw a spanner in the works?
Well, it's possible, but the ball is very firmly in their court and all eyes are on them. And just as we heard Nick Brown, the Agriculture Minister in Britain, saying it was clarification, well, the French are saying these are concessions that have been won, and they're important concessions, they say. And I think all of that is, one, to appease public opinion, and two, to persuade the French Food Safety Agency that there really has been a significant shift. So what I think we'll see happening now is the French government telling the Food Safety Agency to hold an emergency meeting. They will gather together their scientific committee probably at the beginning of next week. They will spend a few days deliberating. They won't want to be seen to bowing to political pressure, and then by the end of the week, all being well, they will reach their verdict, and then it's of